Welcome to Yoga to Shape. I'm Kat and I'm going to be taking you through a Yogalates sequence that's perfect for the evenings to help wind you down from a busy day and get you ready for sleep. So get yourself into something comfortable and enjoy the class. We're starting standing up today. So bring thumbs to the back of the pelvis, fingertips to your inner hip bones that stick out the front of the pelvis, and align your inner hip bones with the lines between your second and third toes. Lift and spread out your toes and feel that the balls of your feet are broad. Your heels are behind the widest part of your foot, so feet parallel. Gently rock forwards and backwards on your feet, making each tilt smaller each time until the feet feel grounded. Ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, left and right sides of the heel. A tiny little knee bend to soften the knee joints. Bring your awareness up to your pelvis. Tip your pelvis forwards and backwards. So forwards is like a bowl of water spilling out the front, and backwards is like a bowl of water spilling out the back. Do this in time with the breath, inhaling forwards and exhaling backwards. So we're beginning for the first time in the class to connect with the breath. As you move your pelvis in time with the breath, inhale forwards, exhale backwards. Make each tilt smaller each time, still connected with your breath, and you come to a neutral pelvis. And your mind is still connected with the breath flowing in and the breath flowing out. As you think about that pelvis as a bowl of water that's not spilling. Inner hip bones are level with the back rim of bone, and your shoulders stack directly over your hip. Chin level with the floor, feel lifted from the crown of your head. And your mind is still connected with your breath, feeling as though you are breathing wide and full into your ribcage. With every inhalation, the ribs expand forwards and backwards and out to the side. And with every exhalation, the ribs draw in. On your next exhalation, feel as though you are lifting your pelvic floor up as high as you can. So that hammock of muscle at the base of the body that connects to your pubic bone at the front and your tailbone at the back. Draw it up and in, imagining that it's an elevator that you're lifting to the 10th floor of a building, and then release it to the 5th floor. And then release it to the 3rd floor, just keeping it there. So you feel the pelvic floor has a soft lift. Suck your tummy in as tightly as you can to the 10th notch of a really tight belt. And then release it to the 5th notch. And then release it to the 3rd notch. And just keep it there. So this is our core activation for Pilates exercises. And in yoga, a similar feeling is called Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha tends to happen a little bit more naturally when you find your perfect standing posture. You may have already been feeling it before I gave you the instruction to engage the pelvic floor. Maybe you feel it's a little bit stronger now that you've had that instruction to lift and release to 30% of its total ability to activate the pelvic floor, and also drawing the waist into its 30% ability to activate. So just see how you feel. Let your mind scan over your body. There's no right or wrong here. Your breath still flowing wide and full into your ribs. On your exhalation, drop your chin towards your chest. And inhale as you look up and over one shoulder. Turn your palms to face in towards your thighs, and then on your exhalation, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over one shoulder. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over your shoulder. 2 more times each side. Neutral pelvis remains. That takes some core strength, a gentle drawing in of the tummy. The transverse abdominal muscles that run like a belt around your middle are activated softly. Bring your head back to center, head, neck and spine align. Inhale as you circle your shoulders up, keeping that neutral posture. Don't let yourself sway back. You can feel the shoulder blades moving on your back. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You might just stay like this if your shoulders are feeling stiff, if they're very crunchy. Just stay with these small circles. If you'd like a little bit more challenge and you're able to do this without swaying backwards, then you can begin to bring your arms in, lifting up on the inhale, down on the exhale. So if I turn to the side, this would be swaying back. So I lean back, ribs stick out, pelvis tips forward, curve of the lower back deepens. I want to avoid that. So shoulders stay stacked over the hips the whole time. That little engagement of the tummy muscles, the belt drawing in, stays engaged. The belt then up to its third notch. A little bit of activation, maybe making the circles bigger. Still not leaning back. Inhale up, exhale down, and circles smaller and smaller. So you may never have got that big with the circles, you might have stayed smaller, you might have even stayed just limiting the movement to the shoulders only. Listen to your body and sense what's right for you. Come back to standing. And then we'll circle the other way. Inhale up, exhale down. Listening to your body. Tummy drawn in. Pelvic floor lifted. Maybe adding in your arm. The arms are like levers. They increase the stretch around the shoulders. Make sure this feels comfortable. And circle smaller. Give your shoulders a shake. Inhaling up onto your tiptoes, arms to shoulder height. Exhale down. Inhale up, balance. Exhale down. Don't let your ankles roll out, keep your knees soft. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Parallel feet, really important here. Inhale, sitting into chair pose, knees don't overshoot the toes. Exhale, stand, soft knees. Inhale, sit into your chair pose. Exhale, stand. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Really focus on bringing your pelvis back to neutral as you arrive back to standing. Think of the pelvis like a bowl of water that's not spilling. It's up to you how low you sit down here. If you feel your weight rocking back into your heels, ground the balls of your feet that little bit more firmly. One more. Back to your standing setup, tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Inhale here. And exhale, drop your chin. And begin to round your shoulders, your arms are heavy. Your core is engaged. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Feel like you're hollowing out towards the back of your body. This is really important for protecting your spine here. As your upper body becomes like a weight drawing you forward, you need that intra-abdominal pressure that you've created by sucking your tummy in to protect your spine, to not allow the discs to slip. So we're rolling up again, keeping tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, stacking each vertebra up on top of the one underneath it. I like to take an extra breath here, an extra round. Inhale and exhale, tuck your chin. Your shoulders become heavy. It's so important that you suck your tummy in and lift your pelvic floor here to support your spine. If you've got very tight hamstrings, feel free to take a little knee bend here. Helps you get down a bit lower, but please keep that core engaged. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. And one more time. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, rolling up. And I like to take that extra round of breath when I do the roll downs. If you're not there already, move towards the back of your mat. Again, feet parallel. We're going to roll down and this time come down to rest on the mat. So inhale here. Exhale, tuck your chin, tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, really important. Bend your knees so that your belly can rest firmly on your thighs. So now with the belly resting on the thighs are supporting the belly, which supports the back, and you can let your core engagement go. So relax your tummy. Maybe even have a sigh out as you relax. Bring your fingers to the inside of your ankles, thumbs to the outside. An internal spiral of rotation for your shoulders. Another nice arm position is to take hold of your opposite elbow and hang like a rag doll. Feel your tailbone pushing up towards the sky as your heels ground down, and that can be done with bent knees. It's important that your belly is resting on your thighs if you're releasing your core engagement. So if your tummy muscles relax, if your pelvic floor relaxes, that's great here, but your belly must be resting on your thighs. Bring your hands down, walk your hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Aim to be a straight line from wrist to tailbone. So again, you might need bent knees to achieve that. If you find yourself rounding through your lower back like that, bend your knees. Push your tailbone up and back as if you could push it towards the line between the ceiling and the wall. Ground your hands into the earth as if you could reach deeply into the earth. Inhale, hands and knees, and exhale. Rest in child pose, bottom on your heels, belly on your thighs, forehead on your mat. Breathing deeply into your belly. You can widen your knees if that's more comfortable here. Be connected with your circle of breath. Inhalation followed by exhalation, followed by inhalation. Over and over again. Feel free to pause the video and stay here for as long as you wish. And when you're ready to move on, inhale up onto hands and knees. Align your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale as you relax through your belly, turning your tailbone and sit bones up. Curl your toes under, press the toes into the earth. Up cat. Tuck your tailbone under, round your spine up towards the ceiling, into down cat. Inhale, shine into up cat. Exhale, round into down cat. And one more. Come back into your flat cat position. Shoulders slide down your back away from your ears. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Lovely long inhalation. And exhale as you thread your right arm underneath the left and bring your shoulder and your head to the floor. If this feels like a long way down and you can't quite make it, then you can start from your elbows. So dropping onto your elbows first and then moving from there. You can also use a block, and you want this to support your head and shoulder. If you've moved down from hands and knees, then you can bring your top hand towards your bottom inner elbow, rotate your top shoulder up and back a little. Ground into your left hand, come back up onto hands and knees. To make sure your spine is long and that you're not too bunched up. You might even have your hips just a teeny bit forward of your knees. Inhale here, and exhale, thread the needle. Keep pushing your top hand into the earth to roll that top shoulder back. If you come into the thread the needle pose from your elbows, then just let your upper body really relax and soften into this one. Don't try and roll the top shoulder back, just sink the upper body. Ground into your top hand or forearm if your forearm's on the floor. And come back up onto elbows and knees or hands and knees. Inhale here. And exhale, round your spine, relax your neck, let your head hang down, give it a little shake. Back into flat cat. And then bringing your weight slightly to your right knee and taking your left foot Little tiny bit out to the side and about halfway between your right knee and left ankle. Circle around the ball of your foot, feeling like you're giving the ball of your foot a nice massage, and also bringing your knee out to the side so that you're opening out through that hip. And then we're taking this left knee to the outside edge of the left hand, bring the left foot across the midline of the body, flex the foot, sink your hips down as you stretch your back foot out behind you, grounding into the top of the back foot, into king pigeon, roll the shoulders back, breathe in deep, and exhale, come forward onto your elbows or even further forward if that's right for your body. Breathe into your left buttock where you'll feel a stretch here. Make sure your face and jaw are relaxed. Walk your hands slowly back towards you, press your hands into the earth, come back onto hands and knees. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round into round cat, relax your neck, let your head hang down. Inhale, flat cat. Bring your weight to your left knee slightly, take the right foot to halfway between the left knee and ankle and roll around the ball of the foot, giving it that lovely massage a few times in each direction. Also feel that your knee is going outwards to open out through the hip. And then taking your right knee behind the right wrist, a little bit out to the right, sweep your foot across the midline of the body, flex your foot, sink your hips down, ground into the top of the back foot, and breathe. If it feels right for your body, come forward into pigeon pose. Sinking down. Breathing into your buttock. Walk your hands towards you, ground into your hands, come back onto hands and knees. Inhale here. And exhale, round into round cat. Inhale, flatten into flat cat. Lower yourself down onto your hip and your side. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees in and rock side to side. Circle the knees a few times in each direction. One at a time, place your feet down on the floor, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees flop open. Place your hands on your belly, breathe deeply into your belly. If this feels like too much of an intense stretch, you can place some supports underneath your thighs. So these supports will reduce the pull of gravity, pulling your thighs in an external spiral of rotation, and will make the stretch less intense. If you are a breastfeeding mum, then I would definitely recommend propping yourself like this for this stretch, because the hormone relaxin will still be loosening the ligaments in your pelvis while you're breastfeeding. Let your mind connect with your breath. Feel the breath like a wave washing up your body on the inhalation and down on the exhalation. And then using your hands to close your knees together like a book, push the thighs together. One at a time, draw your knees in and gently rock side to side, circle the knees. One at a time, place your feet down. Let your knees knock together, toes turn in, heels turn out. Or flopping your knees out to the side, letting your legs extend. Shuffle your shoulders down your back, away from your ears. Chin towards the chest. And again, stay connected with your breath, feeling the breath washing up your body on the inhalation, down on the exhalation. Let your awareness drift down to your toes. Relax your toes. Relax your feet, ankles,
shins and calves, knees, thighs and buttocks. Relax your back and your shoulders, your arms and hands. Relax your fingers. Relax your neck, your scalp and your face, your jaw relaxing, your chest and tummy, your pelvic floor completely relaxed. Stay here as long as you wish, and when you're ready to awaken, wiggle your fingers and toes and have a big stretch. Roll over onto your side, take a few breaths there, and slowly make your way up to sitting.
Thank you so much for joining me for this Yogalates evening practice. I hope you have a brilliant night's sleep. You can subscribe to Yoga to Shape for hour-long Yogalates or yoga classes. So head over to yogatoshape.com. Namaste.